Hello, 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 everybody. I'm Lakita Brooks, the motivational maven, and welcome to Fulfill Your Purpose, where you can courageously follow your dreams and create the life you love. You've been watching it, so you definitely know now why I'm doing this online series is to help others fulfill their purpose. Because I was one who, might not have known quite what my purpose was, but I knew I wanted to do something more. I was a hairstylist, and I thought I had to just continue doing that because I needed to just supply and be there and provide for my kids. When I really wasn't happy, it was a journey for me at that time, but it wasn't the purpose for me. And so when I decided that I wanted to challenge myself and try to step out of that fear and do something more, my kids could see that I was happier and we were falling in alignment with what we were supposed to be doing. And it even encouraged them to want to do more. And so in the end, it all worked. And so I want to show and be able to express that to other people, how important it is to fulfill your purpose and that it works. So I'm here with Chandra Brooks. And Chandra Brooks is a wife, mother of 4, author, and entrepreneur. Born and raised in San Jose, California, her passions are women empowerment, social justice, improving voter outcomes, and civic engagements in communities of color. She is also an appointed commissioner of the Santa Clara County Commission on the Status of Women and Girls, chair of the Justice and Advocacy Committee, and elected delegate for the California Democratic Party. In 2017, Chandra launched the SocialPreneur, a purpose-driven business that prepares potential candidates to get ready to run for political office and coaches women on a mission to change the world and live in their purpose by building leadership within their company, business, and or community. Paired with a book titled Black, Brown, and Political, Get Informed, Get Empowered, and Change the Game. Hi, Chandra Brooks. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, great. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, I'm so interested in what you're doing. You're helping people in politics and get started with things. You do so many things, girl. You are building civic engagement, establishing charity. You help people to advocate the activists and become an influencer.
Yes.
How are you getting all of that done? What brought you into doing what you're doing?
Well, I've been working in community development and politics and, civic engagement, nonprofits for a long time, probably 15 plus years. I don't say 20 years. I'm like hitting 20 years practically where I've been doing this, but I've been doing it for a long time. And so I've always worked for an organization, big nonprofit organizations or federal agencies, consulted with political candidates. Candidates want to meet with me. They want to sit down with me when they're getting ready to run for office. They have all these questions like, how do I establish this? How do I get involved in the community? How can I get my name known so people will vote for me? And, all those things. And last year I was going to turn 40. I was 39. Mm-hmm. And I was like, look, I've been the star at every organization that I belong to. I had all these great ideas. I have big vision. And I want, I would usually give all my vision and my ideas to these organizations. And I said, you know what? It's about time that I run a business that is all my vision and it's my name on it. And it's the ideas that I create and the passion that I have to do everything that I want to do. So I decided that I was going to step out on faith and start my own business. I was still working, I was working actually for a big union. And I just started developing my business. And then I wrote my book as I was building my business. Book launched. A month after my book launched, I left my job and started working on my business full time. And I decided to do that with all the experience that I had. With everything that I've been doing, I was like, how can I make this a business? Because it was very much charity focused. community focused, nonprofit, not about making profit. It was more about giving. So how could I give my expertise but still make money? And I said, okay, I'm going to stop having meetings with people that want to pick my brain, giving all of my knowledge to people for free, and start charging, because there's value to what I have and all my experience.
Isn't that where it always starts, where you're doing stuff and then you realize, hey, I'm pretty good at this, and I could probably be getting paid for this. And not that it's all about the money, but of course, if it's what you do, then why not?
Right. And I had a hard time dealing with that. I had a hard time transitioning to that. And I was working with a business coach, and that was the best thing I ever did. Side note is that to hire a business coach, to hire somebody to help me build my business from the start. I had somebody from the beginning. So it was never like trial and error, although it is trial and error when you're starting a business. But I had a coach from the beginning that just kind of pushed me to go in the right direction so I wouldn't give up. And I knew I had to make that investment in order to keep going. If I didn't, you know how we do. We start something, we go back, we get really comfortable in our jobs, and we don't go back to finish our project or continue moving on our vision and our goals because life gets in the way.
Right.
So So I had a business coach that helped me build everything, but that's kind of how I started. And I was hitting a turning point in my life at 40, and I said, I'm not going to spend another year not taking action on my ideas. So that's kind of how I got started.
Good. Tell me a little bit about purpose. What does purpose mean in your own definition?
Well, I just did a challenge a couple of weeks ago on purpose. It was like how to live on your purpose and your mission, because that's really how I feel, how I'm living right now. And it's the best feeling ever, to do the work that you love and really feel good about it, and know deep down inside that you were meant to do this. You are so happy, and you're making money, and you're building, you're changing lives, and you just know it. It's hard to explain when you're living in your purpose, but you feel it, and it's that thing that makes you really excited. It's that, when you're living in your purpose, and that thing is your purpose, it's what you would do if you had $1 million plus in the bank. That
you would still do it.
You would still do it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah, you would still do it if you had unlimited amounts of the money in the bank. That's the thing you would still do. And I know if I had money in the bank, I would still do this work. I would do it for free because I had the money in the bank to do it. So I think that's kind of that's how I help people find their purpose, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people they do the work because they find a job and they get in that job forever, and that's all they know, and they have no idea what their purpose is. So when people tell me that, I tell them, when you're watching TV, when you're listening to music, when you're out and about and you're watching people, or you see people on social media, what gets you excited? What makes you say, I might want to do that, or that, you just get like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
You have to start looking at that stuff, because that might be the thing that you want to do and that you're meant to do. So yeah, that's what I think about with purpose.
What was the moment then, Chandra, when you said that, when you got confirmation that was what you was upon? Because you had that feel good feeling when you were doing it, and so you pursued it even further into a career. But even with doing it, some people get doubt while they're doing, like when they have those bad moments, a bad day, and they're like, those extreme days where they really just want to quit, So what made you say you would never quit? Because you had a definite confirmation. Was there a moment that you had?
Yes, I did. It's actually, if you go to my Facebook page, it's my it's my what do we call it? Our picture, our profile. My profile picture.
Oh, the profile
it's
picture.
my profile picture right now, and it's that moment. I was in an Uber on my way to the airport in Minnesota. I was just leaving a conference. I was still working my full-time job, and I signed up to go to a conference called Reach Live, and it was a conference on how to, be a better speaker, public speaker, motivational speaker, how to book more stages, and all that good stuff. So I went to this conference. It was a week-long conference in Minnesota. I was supposed to be at another event for my job, and it was kind of like a mandatory thing, and I took the chance and went to Minnesota for this conference and took the time off of work. And I went to this event, and it was wonderful, got a lot of training, but they also had a contest. They had a contest with over 40 individuals that were in a speaking contest. So I entered the contest, and not thinking, they had the contest and then they had a top 10 that they were going to choose from. I wasn't worried about making the top 10 at all. I really didn't want to, I wasn't worried about it. I wanted to learn. I was there to get coached and to learn. And I made the top 10. I made the top 10, and the top 10 got to go in front of all of the conference, 300-400 people, all these people that book stages and book conventions and conferences were judges. And I was in the top 10, and I did wonderful, and it was live streamed to thousands of people. And that wasn't my plan, but the confirmation was, you're good at this. You're meant to motivate. You're meant to encourage. You're meant to inspire. You were meant to be here. And the opportunities that came about after that conference, I was confirmed that I made the right choice to go there. So on my way to the airport, I just felt it. And I told myself I was leaving my job and that I was going to devote myself full time to my business and my purpose.
Wow. That's a good story to be. You didn't even dream or think you were going to make in the top, 40?
Well, there was 40 people that competed. There was about 40 plus people that competed. I think it might be more. I'm thinking it is more now, but yeah. And you make the top 10, and top 10 get to go in front of all of the conference and speak. So and give their message. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a true confirmation right there.
Right. Yes.
Do you feel like purpose changes, or does it just evolve?
I think it evolves. I think you probably have some type of hint as you're coming up, as you're getting older. Those hints are dropped here and there. And, if you look back, you start thinking about, like with me, I'm inspirer, I'm motivator. I'm a coach now, but it transitioned into that. But I do that every day with motivating and coaching and speaking. I remember that I would always volunteer to speak at funerals. I was in middle school, at family funerals, at family events. I was like the one that wanted to speak and wanted to be on the microphone. And I'm an introvert, so it was weird. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
But when I get on stage, when I get a microphone or on camera, it's a different story. So I think that it's always been my purpose to motivate and encourage and inspire. I just didn't know what it was going to turn in. So I think it evolves with time and with life experience and opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. So you work with people who want to go into politics, or they're already in and they need some assistance with that. And so I know that even in politics, if people want to go to another level, they transition and say they're in one field, and then now they want to go in another field, even if it's in politics. Is there something that are they getting fearful of it, or is it just they need your assistance with the strategy, or is it a little bit of both? What are you getting?
It's strategy, a little bit of both. I think it's fear. It's fear, strategy. They need help because it's a transition. Some people are entrepreneurs, business owners, in real estate, or consultants, and they want to get into politics because they see a need. So they just don't know how to be a politician, and you have to learn how to be a politician because you're going to be competing with politicians that have been doing this already for a long time. So learning how to dress, learning what events to be at, learning how to be visible, learning how to post on Facebook and social media, the right way to attract your voters, to, put the right messages up to make people understand what you stand for, and, all of that strategy. So Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little bit.
and you know, that's like anything else I'm seeing, that even it doesn't matter whatever you're doing, people have to understand that when you're going into a purpose, even if you have that one title of that purpose that is sitting at the top, that people need to understand that there can be a lot of moving parts into that purpose. But
Yes.
it doesn't mean that that's not something you're supposed to be doing. It's just those are moving parts. That's a part of it. That's a part of it that you have to go through. The parts of it that you don't like. You know, don't you find it that they don't like? We all have something in our job that we don't like, and what we're doing in our purpose. We may not like to do it, but we know we stay true to the common good and what we are supposed to be doing. So you're even finding that with your clients that you're working with, that there are parts that they're like, ugh, they dread, but they know it's a part of it for the common good of that title, that purpose that they're driven to do.
Yes, exactly. With several of my clients that I work with, they're still working full-time jobs, and they're working on their purpose and their passion. And they're just like, oh, Chandra, I just want to quit. I just want to quit my job. And I'm like, you need to appreciate that job right now, because it's helping you. It's helping you right now. You're learning something there. It's going to be a skill that you're going to utilize when you move on. But also it's funding your purpose, because sometimes we're not even looking at it that way. We're just looking at like, oh, I can't wait to leave this place. Mm-hmm. And I just want to live in my purpose. I just want to do, but you have to build it. It takes time.
Right.
And it's part of the plan. Where you're at right now at this moment is part of the plan. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's not like it's a mistake. It's not a mistake. There's a reason. Everything happens in time and on time. Mm-hmm. So you need to realize that it's all part of the plan. And if you put in the work, it'll happen right on time.
Yeah, hard work pays off.
Yes, yes.
What would you want to say to the viewers watching, if there was one piece of advice that could help someone fulfill their purpose and courageously follow their dreams so they can create the life they love, what would that be?
I would say just start. Start and put in at least 20 minutes a day into your mission, into your vision, into your purpose. Start planning 20 minutes consistently. And I promise you, if you do that consistently, then you will see results. Mm-hmm. You will see a change in your mind, where you don't give up, right? You're not just turning back and saying, just forget it. I'm going to stop. So part of that, being consistent and working on it, but also journaling in the present tense. So, what that means is like saying, I am used to waking up every morning and loving what I do. I love waking up every morning, loving what I do. I love waking up, helping people. I love, whatever your purpose is, you speak in the present tense and journal that way. Mm-hmm. And also develop and work, do something every day to move towards your goal, whatever you're trying to accomplish in your purpose, move towards it. Mm-hmm. And you'll see results. It'll build and it'll build. If you can do more than 20 minutes, I recommend that. But if, for the people that say they have no time, you have the time. Mm-hmm. We all have the time. There's no excuse.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take away some things that are really unnecessary or don't need, and you can make the time for this. And then to me, I feel like it's just a distraction.
Yeah, it is. It is. We get very distracted very easily, and then we have all those things in our head that are telling us it's too much work. You don't have the money. You don't have the time. You don't have the resources like that other person has. Like the person you're watching on social media that you think has it all. You think that you don't have the resources, but nowadays you don't need to have money and the resources right now. Those develop. But the only way those develop is by building relationships and being visible and doing the work.
Yeah, doing it, start doing it, and start doing it now.
Yes,
start doing it. So, Chandra, you have the book, Black, Brown, and Political, Get Informed, Get Empowered, and Change the Game. Where can we find that book?
On Amazon. You can find the book on Amazon, Google it, and you can find it. It's there. Yes.
Good. And do you have anything you wanted to offer to the viewers today that could help them along with their purpose?
Yeah, I think I gave you a link that will be provided when you send out to your group. But I think I think I sent you a webinar, a short 20-minute webinar on how to build visibility online.
Yeah, and the link will be below. So if viewers just click on the link and it will give you access to that. Thank you so much, Chandra, for being here today.
No, thank you. I appreciate you, Lakita, and I thank you for putting on a wonderful summit. And I hope somebody was able to learn something today.
Absolutely, they will. All people need to understand that it doesn't matter what you want to do, just long as you're doing something and it's something that is your purpose. It's for you. No one can take it away except for you. You can deter your own self. And so you're the only one. It's up to you to do it and start doing it and do it now. Exactly. So thank you again, and viewers, stay tuned. We got more for you, so stay tuned tomorrow right here at Fulfill Your Purpose online series. And on that note, you have a fabulous day. I'm Lakita Brooks, the Motivational Maven. Bye.
Bye.